There we go. So this should come up anytime now. It's about a 30-second delay, I believe. So. Okay. I didn't know I did that. Please.
There I am. There you are.
There we are. Okay, we're good. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. Here we go.
Yes, sir.
Both strap yourselves in. I'm going to make the jump to light speed.
You escape.
My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest.
Another name you might know me by.
Star.
My name is Oliver Queen.
You'll be hearing from us.
From the strategic homeland.
Just call us Shield.
Your Highness, the transmission we received. What is it they've sent us?
Hope.
And here we go.
Excelsior!
Well, hey, everybody.
Howdy.
Geek Show. This is episode number 61.
Uh-huh.
Did a little on-the-fly research right there, so I knew what episode we were talking into.
I sent you a text message.
I know, I can't read. You know this. Pictures are best.
You're getting soft.
Yeah. Here we are, ready to launch the Geek Show. My name is BJ. With me is Big Rich.
Yo.
And we are assembled.
We are assembled like the Avengers,
Yes.
and make sure you check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Podcastpedia. What else are we on? iHeartRadio.
Yep.
We're on it all.
We're
the
everywhere.
only thing we haven't hit is Spotify.
True. Do they do podcasts on Spotify?
They do now.
Oh, okay.
So
well,
we may have to look into that. So we
explore
can we need to be everywhere.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I only found one thing really to really bring up.
Yeah.
And I think yours is much better to start out with.
Well, to start, I just wanted to talk about the Emmys a little bit. And good for Game of Thrones, taking home 9 Emmys.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. Peter Dinklage winning an Emmy and everything, even though I would have liked that to go to Nikolai Coster-Waldau, who plays Jaime Lannister. I feel like I'm going back right now and I'm rewatching Game of Thrones, so I can get myself all hyped up for this last season. Which,
starts in April, doesn't it?
They have not given an exact date. They've just said 2019, and they're saying
Those bastards.
I know. So I'm thinking April, but I really, you know what? It's a crapshoot, and there's only 6 episodes, and then that's it. We're all done. But I would have liked to see, and I feel like they got shafted. I would have liked to see The Punisher win some Emmys.
Oh yeah.
Like, they weren't even nominated and everything. And I don't know if it's because of the superhero genre that it is, kind of shoehorned into. But anybody who's watched The Punisher on Netflix, I've got to say, like, it's beyond that. It is not the same. I mean, it's
a very acclaimed. A lot of people liked Punisher.
It was
a
great.
good show.
I think Punisher is personally my favorite of the Netflix series that they've done. So I'm really excited to see where else they go with the character. John Bernthal has done just a great job with it and everything. But, not taking away, I'm just making the comparison. If you can do fantasy, which Game of Thrones is total fantasy, then you should also be able to do the superhero genre. And, maybe not some of the other ones. The CW shows aren't winning any Emmys.
Right.
I don't think that the other Marvel Netflix shows, maybe Luke Cage. There's been some great stuff with Luke Cage, and I really enjoyed season 2. Maybe you could nominate some of those people for Emmys too and everything, but I feel like of them all, the Punisher was just so good. And it just kind of stunk that I didn't get to see them up there and being considered for any kind of Emmy.
Well, I mean,
because The Walking Dead has been nominated before.
Yeah, and that's based on a comic book graphic novel.
Right.
And I mean, look at Lord of the Rings. I mean, that's pure fantasy right there.
Right.
Even though technically it's not a comic book or anything, but still, it's still
won
within
awards.
that genre. It won Best Picture.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I'm just saying, if you're gonna throw Game of Thrones into the Emmy category, I think you got to throw some of these other guys into the Emmy category too.
You got to have the consideration for the others.
Like Legion is like a mind-blowing show.
Everybody's. I have yet to see that. Everybody keeps raving about it. And
It's crazy. It's good. It's just so artistic and crazy and wild.
That's
like,
about Xavier's son, right?
Yeah, I believe so. They've been kind of playing it loosey-goosey on the show, but yeah, it's interesting, and I think that show definitely deserves some kind of Emmy.
I wonder if they're gonna tie that in with like The Gifted or anything like that.
I don't know. I guess we'll find
That'd be
out,
kinda
because
cool.
the Legion, I thought Legion took place in like a future, but I really don't know. I'm a little behind on Legion, but
Yeah. Well, I mean that's starting up. What is it, next week?
yeah, and then The Gifted starts next week as well, and I'm trying right now to get my wife to watch the first season so that we can sit down and watch the second season together. And so
Right.
far we've watched 3 or 4 episodes of the first season, because I watched it right along because it became one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
And trying to get her to watch it now so that we can watch the second season as it's on the air together, and she's liking it so far. And I was like, it's gonna surprise you. Like it's not like any of the other superhero shows that are out there right now. They actually did a pretty good job with this one, and it was very surprising to me how well they did with it. Also, another quick update, just so everyone is clear, I am fully caught up, except for I still haven't seen Solo, but I'm pretty much caught up with all of the movies. I finally saw Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay.
And just a couple of weekends ago, we did Deadpool 2 on Redbox and watched that.
There you go.
Both great movies. I thought they were good. They were very good movies that were just as good as the first ones.
I actually was just watching. I just started watching Deadpool 2 before you showed up.
Yep.
I was watching another movie with Gillian Anderson. It's not really a comic book movie, but it was pretty good. I started rewatching Solo.
Yeah.
And I got maybe about halfway, and then I had to stop. But I mean, it was the same experience that I had in the theater when I went to see it.
Mhm.
It was good. I didn't think it was spectacular.
Yeah.
You know, it to me it didn't quite live up to the Star Wars mythos. I wish there was, you know, a little bit more, just a little bit more to it. But it's okay.
I still got to see that.
It's okay.
One. Is it out? Like, can I go buy it now?
I think it's out on digital now.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm gonna wait for physical so I can put it on my shelf.
Yes, it is on digital. Yes, because that's how I got it. Digital.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Duh.
So soon I will be caught up, I guess.
Right.
With all my movies.
Yeah.
I suppose. I fell behind. You
did. It's all right.
I was golfing a lot. I'm still golfing a lot.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of those pictures on Instagram there. If you follow BJ on Instagram
It's
or
all
social
golf
media,
right now.
Twitter and all that, it's all golf. It's him, his wife,
Yeah.
people I don't know.
Right. My brother,
Your brother.
friends. I golf with everybody. It's fine.
You go to country clubs.
I do.
You dress up and have high tea.
I know. It's just totally different from everything else in my life.
Meanwhile, I'm schlepping away at the store.
Yeah. I only go to country clubs if I'm
there's
invited.
An
if I'm invited.
If he's invited.
I'm the outsider.
This is not like Caddyshack.
No.
Okay.
No. I wish. Other than that, I'm just I'm slumming it if otherwise.
All right.
All
right. Well, I mean, going back, so
I guess to the matters at hand.
Yeah.
I think we should start with just our thoughts and stuff on the Captain Marvel trailer that dropped yesterday.
Yes.
My first initial thought is I think this looks really cool. I'm very excited to see the full movie now after watching the trailer.
It looked good. First impression, I liked it.
Yep.
But
it gave away nothing.
It didn't give away anything, and I'm kind of sad and I'm kind of happy about it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of, well, I guess the word is conflicted.
Yeah.
Because I don't really want to know too much about the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I have yet to be really, underwhelmed by any kind of Marvel movie. I mean, Thor 2 and the first Thor were I mean, let's not mince words. They weren't awesome.
They were the weaker points of the MCU, but I really like Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Yeah, they're just not as good as the other ones.
I think the bleached eyebrows kind of took it away.
Yeah, the first Thor, that was a mistake. I think Kevin Feige's actually talked about that and how he regrets it.
That's why I brought it up, because it's But I mean, the third movie, Thor Ragnarok,
Yeah.
hit it out of the park.
Well, because they kind of reinvented Thor so that he kind of fit with the rest of
Yes.
how the MCU is.
They gave him a personality.
Yeah.
They gave him a sense of humor. And it felt more like, you know, between with him and with Hemsworth and Ruffalo, it felt a lot more like a superhero buddy film, kind of like what I've been wanting to see with Booster Gold and Blue Beetle from Justice League.
Yeah.
Because that was a great comic. It had great comedic beats, and then it was like I know I'm going Watiki. I can't even pronounce.
Oh, Taika Waititi.
Yes, Watiti.
Yeah.
He was just he just nailed it, and I mean, and Korg.
Yep.
That was the best part of the movie right there.
Right.
That was the breakout character right there.
It was just totally different from any other Thor
Yes.
product that we've had. And
Yes.
we saw him, they started to give him a little bit of humor in Age of Ultron.
Yep.
You know, they started to give him a little bit more personality and humor, and I wonder if that's just because he had been spending more time on Earth and with people from Earth.
That's quite possible.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're not going to say that or anything. It's just how they wrote it. But, I
Yeah.
mean, I can imagine that that's what happened. I mean, the whole thing with Thor is that he was banished from Asgard so he
Yeah.
could learn his humanity. So
Yes.
maybe this is him
Maybe
learning some humanity.
he picked up some human traits.
Yeah.
You know, some Midgard traits. And
Right.
He's running with it. But going back to it. I mean, it was. Yeah, it was. I'm optimistic that that Captain Marvel is going to be good.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of I want to be surprised. I'm kind of in this phase now where I really don't want to mess with anything and just see what happens.
It seems kind of crazy, though, that we are not, to my knowledge, and I could be wrong here, and correct me if I am, we don't have any Marvel-type movies coming out,
Not right
comic book movies.
I don't think so. No.
Not until Captain Marvel comes out in March. Now, DC, when does Aquaman come out? I believe Aquaman comes out this November.
Yeah, I'm pretty
So
sure
we've
it's
got
November.
we've got Aquaman, and you know what? To be honest with you, after seeing that trailer and everything, that movie looks fun. I'm on board with that.
It does look fun. I mean, we've said it a bunch of times. The DCEU has struggled
Right.
very much. I mean, Wonder Woman was really the only movie that really stood out of all the movies so far.
So I watched yesterday. I got kind of sucked into a YouTube rabbit hole,
Yeah.
as some of us do.
I always do.
I started watching some movies from this page called Toy Galaxy, which Dan Larson is the host of that, and he did a great video. Okay, and he was like, the DC Extended Universe isn't broken. It isn't flawed.
Right.
It is exactly how DC's comics are, which are kind of a mess, but they realize that it's a mess.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's why they did Crisis on Infinite Earths, because they had so many different storylines and genres going at the same time, so they wanted to try to bring the continuity together and everything like that.
Yeah.
So Wonder Woman was so good because, and this is all from his video. Wonder Woman was so good because it didn't care about what was going on in the rest of the DC world.
Right.
You know, the biggest problem is with DC's cinematic universe, and what the Warner Brothers executives wanted to do was they saw the connectivity of the Marvel movies and everything, but the difference is they wanted to do it in 2 movies,
right,
rather than over a course of 10 years.
You can't do that.
It doesn't work like that.
It does not work like that.
Right.
And Marvel did it we know that Marvel did it the right way. They
Right.
started with one character. They kept moving on. I mean, but you really didn't see one character go over to another character's movie until way later on.
Right.
In Captain America Winter Soldier. I mean, that kind of stuff right there, because you started seeing the Avengers and all of that,
right,
with Hawkeye and all that, and you had all these characters together, but that was after almost everybody had their own individual thing.
Well, yeah, like, it was cool, like, in the first Marvel movies, like, you got your first glimpse at, you got your first glimpse of Hawkeye in the first Thor movie.
Yes.
And then his next appearance was in Avengers and everything like that. I thought that it was really, really, I just feel like it was handled really well. You know, you had these
Yeah.
characters popping up in other movies, but then it was like the big crossover movies where you did have the implications from
Mm-hmm.
other films. But I feel like the best Marvel movies are the ones that really they don't care about the grand scheme of what is going on
Right.
in the rest of it. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like Iron Man 3 is a great standalone movie.
Yes.
It takes a lot of heat because of what they did with the Mandarin and whatnot. But that movie on its own with Tony Stark and the character development is absolutely fantastic. Great exploration of them.
Yes,
You know what I
yes.
mean?
Yeah.
Captain America the Winter Soldier is by far my favorite Marvel movie, and it stands on its own, and the implications of that movie are felt everywhere within the Marvel TV and movie universe and everything.
Yes.
But that movie can stand totally on its own and be great. You know, the same
Yeah.
thing goes for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
And the first Ant-Man and everything. Like
Yep.
they all tie together, but they don't have to tie together.
Right. They don't.
So-
They're all mutually exclusive of each other. That you don't need to know what Thor is doing.
Yeah.
To enjoy what Ant-Man
Right.
and Wasp are doing.
Yeah.
In their little corner of the world.
Right. And then you don't but then you have them come together in an Avengers movie,
Yeah.
and it's great. You know, and that's what I think, like, I liked, you know, Man of Steel was really good. I liked Man of Steel a
Yeah.
lot. You know, at first I didn't know how I felt about it. After many, many viewings
Mm-hmm.
and everything, I really like Man of Steel. But then you get Batman versus Superman, and it's like, well, now I've got to remember what happened in Man of Steel.
Yeah.
You're introducing me to this Batman that I'm unfamiliar with,
Right.
who doesn't like Superman,
Yeah.
but Superman is perceived as a hero, but he's also hated, and I'm like, I don't understand what you're doing here.
Yeah.
You know, not to say that. I did like Batman versus Superman, but there's a lot of flaws with it.
I think it was,
You
yeah,
know?
they were trying to artificially inject some kind of tension to move the story along.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work. I think they would have been better off if, I mean, we've all seen Batman's origin and everything else.
Yeah.
They should have just done a standalone Batman movie and then bring, you know, do Batman and Superman later. I mean, I get the fan. That's what the fans wanted. They were hankering down for that for the longest time, but you know, you got to eat your veggies before you can have your dessert.
Exactly.
They should have done another couple of movies to kind of set everything up and then bring it in.
Right.
Don't do it the second movie out. Just, you know,
It was too much.
Yeah.
It was a lot of stuff all at once. You're trying to set up Wonder Woman, and
Yeah.
you're also trying to set up all of these other standalones, and then you're also in the process of setting up
it's
a Justice League
too
movie.
busy.
Yeah, it was way
It was
too,
way too busy
yeah.
for that kind of stuff.
and
You
that was
got
the same problem with Age of Ultron. Too busy. It's trying
Yeah.
to set up too many things rather than just focusing on a main goal that everybody, you know, wants
Yeah.
to just have a good superhero team up movie. But,
Exactly.
you
Exactly.
know, that's why I think Shazam looks really good.
Yeah.
Aquaman looks really good, and I
Yep.
think it's because those movies can stand on their own. At
Right.
least from what I can see in the trailer, they're not trying to. That's
Yeah.
why Deadpool is so good.
Yeah.
You know, because Deadpool stands on his own. You're not trying to combine it
Yeah.
into the X-Men world. Like, it's part of it, but it's also
Yeah.
it stays on its own, and you don't have to worry about what's going on in
Right.
the other ones.
Right. And I mean, and even in Deadpool too. I mean, you get in the cameos from, you know, you've got who plays Beast? Nicholas Hoult, right?
Yeah.
Nicholas Hoult is in there, and and it just, you got to do it like that. You just got to you got to give them the taste. You don't.
That's it.
You don't. Yeah. You don't have to give them the whole damn bottle.
Right. It doesn't have to be like a huge. Yeah. That's why
It
you know
doesn't have to
it's
be
all
a huge event.
right. You know, and you know, with Thor Ragnarok, yeah, you needed to see Age of Ultron to kind of know what was going on in that movie. But
Yeah.
after you got past that and you realize and they kind of explain everything, that movie also is a great job of a great Thor movie, standing on its own
Yep.
with its own consequences
Yep.
and its own thing. You know what I mean? So I think that's a thing. You know.
And if I never said it about
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok, I love the Kirby-esque design of everything.
Oh yeah, you can see it,
It
in
was
like it's great.
yeah, it was amazing. I think if Jack Kirby was
Right.
alive today, he would be so proud of what he's done. It
Yeah.
was amazing stuff.
So anyway,
Yeah,
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Wow, was that a rabbit hole?
Seriously.
YouTube rabbit holes. Hell, we got
Yeah.
podcast ones too.
But yeah, that movie it looks great. I'm really looking forward to it. I think that it seems like they may have, you know, doctored her origin story just a little bit, but I've come to expect that if they're going to doctor an origin story in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's for the benefit of that. And the way that I have to look at it is, while the comics do it one way, the Marvel Cinematic Universe does it a different way, but it's never in a way where I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
Well, a couple times.
What?
Maybe a couple times, you know. But, you know, you've got, you know, Lee Pace is coming back as Ronan the Accuser. You got to see him for a little bit. Jude Law's in there, and they haven't confirmed it, but he's supposed to be playing Mar-Vell.
Really?
So, yeah. They have not confirmed that yet. Everything that I keep seeing about it is that he's a pink-skinned Kree. So they're kind of like seen as like the lesser of the Kree.
Yeah. Now, what I've been seeing online, like on YouTube and that, people doing their reaction videos, and there is, you know, there's a group of people out there that feel that the trailer was kind of boring and Brie Larson was a little wooden and static in her portrayal. But I mean, we haven't really seen a lot. So
if maybe 30 seconds of it and everything, and all it's supposed to do is let you know that it's coming. It's a teaser trailer.
Yeah.
It's not even the full trailer. And I'm glad that we don't know. I mean,
yeah.
This movie is going to be so good. You know, you're going to have the Skrulls, which you had that scene where she punches that old lady straight in the face.
Yeah.
You know that's a Skrull.
You know.
And anybody who's one of us knows that it's a Skrull. You know, maybe somebody who doesn't know about the Skrulls, though, is going to go, why is Brie Larson punching that old lady? Like, that's not very nice of Captain Marvel. But, you know.
But, I mean, the other thing, too, now is, the fact that we're getting Skrulls.
Yeah.
And the fact that Marvel is going to basically owns the entertainment part of 20th century.
Yeah.
That means Fantastic Four's back. So we could get Super Skrull. We could get all the Fantastic Four. So we're looking at maybe a phase, you know, or what are we on? Phase 3 now? Is it phase 3 or phase 4?
I think this is the end. I think we're starting phase 4.
We're starting phase 4.
I think that the second part of Avengers Infinity War, which you say what you will, it's going to be a second part of Avengers Infinity War, will wrap up phase 3.
Okay.
And then we'll move on to phase 4.
So it's probably not too crazy to say that phase 4 we could possibly see the Fantastic Four.
I mean, it would be cool, you know, somehow things are tied together.
Possibly the X-Men.
Yeah, speaking of that, when are we going to see a trailer for this Dark Phoenix movie, which was supposed to have already been out? It was supposed to be released this summer, and they pushed it back. They're doing a whole lot of reshoots on it, and it won't be out till next year. Which I don't know what that means. I don't know if I don't know. You know, so
I mean, after Apocalypse,
they pushed back the date on New Mutants too.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, because New Mutants was supposed to be out before Deadpool, too. And they pushed it back again until 2019. So.
Okay.
Quite a ways away.
That's the horror one, right? That's kind of like the horror one.
Yep.
Okay. Because, I mean, I like me some magic, but.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I totally forgot about that. I mean, yeah, they haven't even been putting anything out there about that.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
What happens.
But Dark Phoenix, yeah. I mean, I'm wondering if maybe they're maybe they're a little gun shy because after Apocalypse, I mean, they had 4 great movies there, and then all of a sudden.
Well, yeah, because First Class was great. I thought that Days of Future Past was one of the best X-Men movies that I've seen since X-Men 2.
Yep.
And Logan, absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
Logan is one of the best movies. Just movies. Take away the superhero genre.
I know.
Just great everything.
It was awesome.
But yeah, and then Apocalypse, everything just kind of
ground
apart.
Just kind of ground to a halt.
I don't know what happened with that. They just totally lost me in trying to fast track things to the Phoenix saga, and it doesn't make any sense. But you know what? Whatever. Hopefully we'll see that soon.
Yeah.
Sticking with Marvel, Disney and whatnot. Disney streaming service is going to be coming around.
Yeah.
I believe that comes out next year. And with that comes a lot of content. You're going to have at your fingertips every Disney movie, which means every Marvel movie, every Star Wars movie, all the different shows and cartoons, right?
Not so fast there, Rasputin.
That's not how it's working?
The original Star Wars movies, from what I understand, I can't remember if it was the first trilogy or the prequels trilogy. One of those two trilogies is still under license for like TBS or whatever. So,
we might have to wait until.
We may have to wait a little while until that license expires,
right?
Which I don't know really when. So, we're not going to be seeing
Or they could have both. They could do both.
Maybe.
I know. I've seen those. I've seen all of them, the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy on TV. I think it's TNT,
It's probably
which is owned, I
TNT.
believe, Turner. So
It's
that
Turner,
TBS
so
and
that's TBS
TNT.
and all
yeah.
of that, yeah.
But with that Disney streaming service, you're gonna have a lot of content at your fingertips, and that's
Star
great.
Wars Resistance, the new animated
which
show.
Star Wars Resistance looks like garbage.
It's
terrible.
The animation style looks.
It looks bad. It looks silly. Like, get out of here.
It's
it's
a 2D style. It's a 2D-ish style cell animation.
it
just doesn't fit.
It doesn't
in my
fit with the
opinion.
rest of it. I don't know what they're going for here, and I don't understand how you can have such a great ending to Star Wars Rebels that is just so totally open-ended. We're not going to see any sort of continuation on that as far as I've seen,
Right.
which I thought would be a great continuation show. You know, you've got maybe Sabine and Ashoka going out and trying to find where's
Where's
Ezra?
Ezra? Yeah.
You know, what happened with that and everything. And maybe we'll get some sort of exploration into that sometime, but, you know, whatever. I mean, I've had my goings back and forth about Rebels, too, and how they couldn't really decide what they wanted to be, but they ended the show really well. And I love the Force mythology they got into.
Yes.
Nothing has ever gotten that deep into that, and that is my
Exactly.
favorite part of Star Wars.
Yeah,
so.
Filoni was amazing with getting that show together, writing it, producing it, the whole shebang. I keep saying I still firmly believe that Filoni should be in charge of the live action as well as the animation. I mean, the guy, I mean, he worked with Lucas for so long on Clone Wars and the start of Rebels. I mean, he knows George's head. He knows the story style. He knows how to tell the stories like George does. He knows Star Wars inside and out, and I really feel like that. You know, based on Last Jedi and all that, I honestly think they should give it to Filoni. Let Filoni do it. I mean, forget Rian Johnson. You know, just give it to Dave. Let him do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think he would put together something way more amazing. But I mean, going back to Resistance with the animation and everything, it's just it really didn't excite me.
No, I don't need a silly Star Wars show. There were too many silly, stupid little kid moments on Rebels that I didn't like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There were absolutely fantastic moments on Rebels that would then cut away to a stupid moment.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, stick with that awesome moment. Like the battle between Vader and Ashoka, do it. Play the whole thing out and whatnot, okay?
Yes.
Don't keep cutting back and forth to Ezra being a little twit. Like, my God. Like, that annoyed me. But Clone Wars is going to be on the Disney streaming service, right? That's where the new series is going to end up.
I think it's going to be both right now.
Yeah.
Because it's still on Netflix. I think Netflix still has the license for a while, but I don't think it's an exclusive.
Well, there's a lot of Disney stuff on Netflix.
Yeah. So I do know that a lot of Disney stuff is going to be going away, but Netflix still has a license for some stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we're getting. Are we getting? I don't remember if we're getting the rest of the Clone Wars on that, or if it is going on the Disney streaming. It's
I would bet that they're going to have it on Disney
probably
streaming.
going to have it on the Disney streaming.
Well, because they're trying to get people to subscribe right now.
Yeah.
So, in doing that, Variety put out a report yesterday that Disney is going to be having a few limited series centered on popular characters from the MCU. The first two are going to be focused on Loki and Scarlet Witch. Now, they're going to be like limited series focusing on characters that people like that haven't necessarily had their own standalone movie.
Right.
Maybe wouldn't have a standalone movie. So this is kind of cool. If they're going to have a Netflix Marvel type budget, then I say go for it. Let's see what you can do. If it's a limited series, you know, let's do that. A one-off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And explore something else. I have no idea. As far as I know, Loki is dead.
Yeah.
So.
Well, this is telling us something else, I would think.
Well, my wife and I were talking about that after we read it, and I was like, but it could be a prequel. Like, it could be telling us Loki's before
that's
all
possible.
of it.
It's possible.
You never know. A little bit of lore and everything in there.
I mean,
but yeah, no, it's pretty good. I think what they're trying to do, because you've got to have content that makes people want it. Like, yes, a Disney streaming service is great. if you have little kids and you have all of those movies at your disposal for $10 a month,
Yeah.
that's absolutely fantastic. But you're going to want more than just those people subscribing. You're
Right.
going to want to keep them there and keep building it up with more and more stuff.
And then that raises a problem in that, and there's been discussions about this online that I've weighed in on, and you've got Netflix, you've got Hulu, you've got Amazon Prime, you have now DC Universe, you now have Disney, you are going to have you have CBS All Access, you have all of these different streaming services, HBO, Showtime, Cinemax. Everybody has their own original content.
Yeah.
Nobody's licensing out. They're all starting their own thing. Before, when it was just Netflix and Hulu and everybody was going to them to sell their stuff, it was great because you could pick and choose. Well, or you could have both. Now you're going to have like 12 different things. Each one is going to be anywhere from like 10 to 15 to $20 a month. I can't spend that kind of money. I mean, hell,
if you want HBO, that's $15.
Exactly. I mean, I already cut the cord with the cable company. I'm a ham radio operator. I got plenty of antenna space in my backyard. I threw up a digital antenna. I get all the local channels digitally, and I get Netflix. I share my sister-in-law's Hulu, and we get Sling TV for all the other stuff.
Yeah,
I'm paying maybe like $60 a month.
Right.
And then my cable.
And you cut the cord.
And I cut the cord.
See, that's the thing is so the cord has been cut, but it's just disguising itself as another cord.
It's a whole nother cord.
Yeah.
It's now an Ethernet cord.
I know. I remember back in the day when people were like, I cut the cord, I only watch Netflix now. And it's like, I only paid, $11 a month. And it's like, oh, wow, that's crazy. But now you're paying $11 for Netflix, $11 for Hulu, $15 for HBO.
Yep. Then you're still freaking getting commercials on Hulu.
Yeah,
you pay for the Hulu Plus, and you still get freaking commercials.
See, I've just got the regular Hulu, and I get the commercials, and I come to accept that I'll get those. But I didn't realize that if you paid for the Plus, then you also got the commercials. That's annoying.
That's definitely annoying.
I won't be upgrading.
That is why that's why I won't be paying for Hulu myself. That's kind of stupid. And there's talk about Netflix, injecting promos as commercials on their service, and I'm like,
I'm okay with that. If it's a promo for their own stuff and it's only a little bit, and
I'm a little ambivalent.
I've heard it's only going to be in between episodes though. Like when you finish an episode, it'll play a promo for a show, and then you continue.
Yeah, as long as it's not like a regular commercial break
in the middle of a show.
Exactly.
I don't like that.
I don't want to have
like Hulu. Ugh.
I don't want that. That here we go. We're getting ready. Oh, he's going to jump on him. Let's pause for this station break. What the hell?
Yeah, I know. It's
that kind of thing.
Annoying.
So,
the other thing. Well, speaking of that DC streaming service and everything.
Yeah.
I don't think
it's live now too, isn't it?
I think it's live.
Yeah,
because
they were offering like a couple months free for pre-sign up. And
I just don't know. I don't know if I want it. I know you get a lot of benefit out of it. Like you have access to so much stuff.
You get the TV shows.
You get comics
the movies,
too.
You get the comic books.
Right.
That's a really good deal.
It is a good deal, but I just don't know if I want to pay for it. It's not like that subscription is a little bit more pricey than a lot of the other ones.
Now, but here's the other thing too. Am I getting digital versions of the new comics coming out, or am I just getting access to the archives?
Yeah, is it like the Marvel Unlimited,
the Marvel, Ultimate thing?
Yeah, the Ultimate Marvel where you get access to all the older comics for $10 a month, but you don't get access to the newer comics.
Right. Now, I may not be based on a lot of what the new stuff coming out from Marvel has been like. I may not be so, put off by signing up for Ultimate, because then I can go back and I can read all my old. I can read all the John Romita and Todd McFarlane Spider-Mans that I love. But I mean, yeah. So, but you come back to the point where I got just so much money that I can spend on my entertainment. And if I'm already putting out this much towards Hulu and Netflix and all that other crap, what's going to entice me to come over to you and stay with you? It can't be just Loki and Scarlet Witch.
Right.
It can't be just Star Wars Resistance. And like it or not, I don't like all the Disney stuff. I mean, the Pixar stuff is great. the second or third generation animation stuff, like, you know, Little Mermaid and Aladdin and Lion King and all that kind of stuff is great. But it's not gonna, you know, I can watch those a couple of times and then
that's it. You don't need to watch them again.
Exactly.
Right.
So what other newer content?
Unless you're in my house where Coco is on 24 hours a day.
Oh, jeez. Could be worse. Could be, you know, like my friend Andrew and Stephanie, and it's Trolls.
Oh my God, no, it's Trolls too. If
Really?
it's not Coco, it's Trolls.
Justin Timberlake.
Justin
Timberlake.
It's a catchy as hell movie.
It is a catchy as hell movie. So right now in my household, it's Daniel Tiger.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Mr. Rogers spinoff. Who saw that coming?
I don't know, but they're making bank.
Speaking of spin-offs and DC and everything, of
Yeah.
course, we all know the big
That was a good seg.
drama. I guess. I don't know what's
Drama?
going. Listen, everybody is clueless on this.
I like
So
drama.
there was all of this talk that there was news that Henry Cavill had had reached an impasse with DC and they couldn't come to an agreement on contracts or something like that. So he was going to be hanging up his cape as Superman after appearing in only 3 movies as
Negotiation
Superman,
tactic.
you know? Right, and then it came back that it might be a negotiation tactic. His agent put a message out on Twitter and was like, "You can't believe all these reports. Henry remains committed as ever to this character and blah, blah, blah," but didn't say anything definitive about how he may not be playing the character anymore. And what I have gotten from all the reports is that right now Warner Brothers is focusing on other things. So the Man of Steel sequel that everybody has been wanting, including Henry Cavill, I think has been put on the back burner for a little bit while they focus on other stuff like Shazam, the second Wonder Woman, Aquaman. They're working on the Flash movie. They're working on Green Lantern and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, a whole big rollout of things that isn't Superman. Because think about, like, when you're thinking about superheroes in a normal medium, the 2 biggest superheroes that have had their own things forever are Batman and Superman.
Pretty much.
And maybe it's time for them to take a break from that.
I mean,
You know, there's a lot of other people in that library they can focus on.
Yeah, I mean, look at Star Trek. I mean, you had Next Gen, you had DS9, you had Voyager, and then Enterprise.
Yep.
And you know, by the time Voyager and Enterprise hit, it was starting to get kind of weak and tired.
It was just like a lot of the same content.
Exactly, and they literally took a break, and now we're getting like Discovery, and we're getting all these. And the J.J. Abrams with the Kelvin timeline and all that kind of stuff, which
I think is done, by the way, because Chris Pine is out.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about that, so
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's kind of still stalled, and that's not going to happen. So who knows? Well, maybe they'll take the guy that's playing Kirk in Discovery or something, or find somebody and kind of go from there. But the TV,
I think they'd have to totally reinvent it. I don't think you could just like replace him at this point.
Yeah,
you know,
it gets kind of tough.
No, reboot the Next Generation.
There you go.
Just have James McAvoy play Picard.
We got the Picard show coming.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm saying, like, to have James McAvoy play Picard just the way he plays Professor X now.
Oh, there you go.
See? He's already got his head shaved.
What does that say, though, that McAvoy is following in Patrick Stewart's...
Well, maybe James McAvoy is just like the clone from Star Trek Nemesis.
Oh, yeah, maybe he's a clone.
Who was played by Tom Hardy, by the way.
Has anybody put this theory out? We could be breaking ground here.
I know.
James McAvoy is just Patrick Stewart clone.
As a Patrick Stewart clone from
like that.
From Remus.
I like the sound of this.
There you go.
We could run with this.
The whole thing with Henry Cavill is pretty crazy, though, because later in the day he posted a video on his Instagram page where he's just like holding a Superman action figure, and then he lowers the Superman action figure, and that's it. And I was like, what does that even mean? Like, does it just...
What is that?
Like, it doesn't... It's very cryptic and everything. Honestly, what I think is happening is, like, Henry Cavill is just cast in The Witcher on Netflix. He's going to do that. And then, you know, you've got other things going on with the DCEU that's not focused on Superman, so maybe he's just taking a back seat right now. He's just going to see how things play out. He was supposed to do a cameo in Shazam that didn't work out.
Yeah.
So... yeah, so that won't be happen. Though that did not happen because Shazam comes out pretty soon too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
unless
that,
they do a quick shoot and
Right.
shoehorn him in.
But then there was all this talk. They were like, well, if Henry Cavill is out, then Ben Affleck is definitely out as Batman. Which those talks have been happening on and off since Justice League's failure.
Yeah.
That Ben didn't want to play it anymore. He was done. He wasn't going to be in. He wasn't doing the Batman movie that he wanted to do. Matt Reeves is doing that. Who he's been posting a lot of like pictures of Batman and Batman-esque stuff and whatnot lately.
Right.
So I think he's hard at work on that. But you know, like I said, I think maybe, just maybe, it might be time for us to take a slight break from Batman and Superman and focus on some of these other characters, because I think in the culture that we're in right now, people are ready for it.
Well, I mean, what about with the DC television universe? I mean, you've got why can't I remember actors' names today?
I don't know.
Coming back as Superman.
Tyler Hoechlin or Hoechlin or something like that.
Yeah.
Is he going to be playing Superman again?
I thought I read somewhere that he's coming back for Superman, and is going to be part of the crossover event.
Hey, that would be cool.
That's been going on, which is awesome.
I'm down with that.
And we're going to get Batwoman,
right?
On Arrow, I believe it was.
Yep.
She's going to be. So I mean, we're getting closer and closer. So maybe that's what we need. Maybe we just don't need Superman and Batman in the movies. Maybe we need them in the TV shows, because the TV shows are going gangbusters, where the movies are just kind of floundering.
Right.
So maybe that's what you need to kind of reinvigorate Superman and Batman, is to put them back on the small screen for a little bit. And
I felt like a really good thing of taking a little bit of a break from Batman and Superman was Young Justice.
Yeah.
You know, introducing all the sidekicks and letting them run the show while Superman and Batman and the other, you know, main Justice League members were just kind of there.
The first stringers, yeah.
Yeah, they were just kind of there in the background, teaching, giving lessons and whatnot, but they weren't the focal point. And I think that if you're going to involve Batman and Superman on these shows, maybe, you know, we just, you know, we let them not be the focal point, but we let them be like little bits here and there.
Yeah.
You know, if it's not Batman, maybe it's Bruce Wayne.
Right.
You know, we already have Superman, which is incredible.
Yeah, so
you know,
there's nothing that says we can't get Bruce Wayne. I mean, we saw the Easter egg on the Flash of Two. Was it the Flash of Two Worlds run?
I think so.
At season 2, I think it was, or whatever. Yeah. So, I mean, we saw that Easter egg, and you know, the execs at Warner Brothers are like, oh, we don't want people getting confused. You know, you kind of. You know,
it's DC. We're always confused.
Yeah,
it's just how it is. I've learned to accept it and enjoy it and love it. Like,
well, here's the thing. Maybe it's the executives that are confused, and the fans know exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
you know, that's what I'm thinking. But I mean, I really don't think the average fan is going to be stupid enough to mix up movie Batman and CW Batman.
Probably not.
Honestly,
probably
not. They can't. They really can't.
Yeah.
And that whole Gotham thing,
yeah.
I mean, give me a break. I mean, they already said this is not canon. I mean, this is just some group of writers' kind of idea of what it should be.
Right.
Give me it's no.
Which, if it was good, I could get behind.
Yeah.
You know, an Elseworld type story is fine with me.
Yeah.
But if it's got to be good.
And you got, I mean, and they got enough problems over on Gotham as it is. This is Jerome. He could be the Joker. He could not be the Joker. Actually, he's not the Joker. Well, wait a minute. Maybe we lied. I mean, what the hell?
I know. Well, then that photo of Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker came out, I think last week, and I don't.
Yeah, what is that? Are they making a Joker movie now?
Yeah, he's starring in a Joker origin movie.
What the hell happened to Jared Leto?
Dude, I don't know. That's why I'm saying DC is confusing.
What the hell is going on at DC?
It's just confusing, and it's fine, because some of the most confusing things about DC are some of my favorite parts about DC.
Somebody get a certified
therapist
over there.
Listen, I like being able to go in and read like a JLA story that has all these people interacting and solving one problem, while in a solo series they could be doing something totally different.
I mean, they're DC's based in L.A. Warner Brothers, I'm sure, has got main offices in L.A. There's tons of analysts out there. Sure. It's Hollywood, for Christ's sake. There's got to be somebody that can help these people.
Right. Well, I think we better end this before Rich's head blows up.
I'm cranial detonation already.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
Yeah, man.
This is. I mean, we could really vamp on this all day long. But I mean, I'm sure that's not what people want to listen to anyway. So
They don't like anger.
they don't. No, and
We're all snowflakes, Rich.
I've had one too many energy drinks today, so maybe that's it. But yeah, let's wrap it up there, and we'll kind of pick it up next episode. So, and we're heading into the holiday season, and TV shows are going to be starting up soon. And
Should be good.
So we'll have more stuff to talk about, and and then we got the movies and everything coming up. And no Star Wars coming up this.
No Star Wars.
We got no Star Wars other than an animated show that's kind of quirky looking.
Looks like crap.
It's gonna be a crap holiday, boys and girls. So there you go. All right. Make sure you check us out: iTunes, Stitcher, iHeart, and every place else we're at.
Yeah.
For BJ, I'm Big Rich. Stay geeky.